So, welcome to Malaysia. Today I'm going to give you a 7-day itinerary on what to do when you come here. So, we're going to start off with areas like the diverse attractions that they have in the cities, the rich culture, the vibrant cities, and the natural beauty that all exists. And I'm going to cover that off in the 7 days throughout this video, and I'm going to give you as much of the content that we've made whilst we're here. So let's kick off with day 1, where you are going to be arriving in KL, Kuala Lumpur, the main city where everything is bustling and action activities are at their best. There are a couple of things that you can do when you're here. The first being the iconic Petronas Towers. You can see them by day, you can see them by night. And both times that you do see them, the scene is just so outstanding that you'll be amazed at the beauty of the structures before you. Second thing I would say is you go to Bukit Bintang, and Bukit Bintang is the main shopping area where they have a huge mall and so much to see, do, experience. It's just a great experience. And then finally, I would end my day at Jalan Alor. Jalan Alor is a street where you are going to get a whole variety of foods to experience. I remember when we went there, that was my first entry into durian, and I fell in love with it straight away. Some people do, some people don't, but let you be your own judge. I enjoyed the satay there and lots of fresh cut fruit readily available, but all sorts of different varieties of foods. So day 1, I would say you can carry through Petronas, Bukit Bintang and Jalan Alor and retire for the rest of the evening around that area. There's also other arts, there's a street art area that you can visit. So now, following the city vibes, I'm going to take you into day 2 where you can do something a bit more cultural. So you've got the Batu Caves, you've got the National Mosque and Islamic Art Museum, and then you've got the Central Market. So Batu Caves is a stunning Hindu temple that's set inside limestone caves, and you've got those colourful stairs that take you up towards the temple, and believe me, you're going to need to take a few stops along the way like I did, but when you do, you've got this fabulous scene, because as you're going up, you're getting higher, and when you get to the top, you'll be amazed at what you can see. There's some monkeys along the way, careful of those, because they like handbags and they like food, so keep that stuff quite close to you, because I can guarantee they'll be after it. So you've got the Batu Caves, you've also got the National Mosque, and right next to the National Mosque, you've got the History Art Museum, the Islamic Art Museum. So the National Mosque, I've got some videos and some footage of. It's a stunning view, beautiful place to stop and pray. There's a space upstairs for the women, and it surrounds the main area. Fabulous view and privacy for the ladies upstairs, and then the surrounding areas within the mosque is just really peaceful and spiritual to be. Opposite there, you've got the Islamic Art Museum, so don't forget to pay that a visit. And there's also food stops outside the mosque, which we stopped at and thoroughly enjoyed, very reasonably priced. So I would say that would be your second stop. And the third place on that day, I would say, is the Central Market. So if you ask a Grab to take you to Central Market, they've got all sorts of things like arts, crafts, stalls, local artists that visit from time to time. So if you're lucky enough, you can do that. I think that's going to be enough for you to cover off on day 2. So that would be the end of your day 2. Do a little bit of culture, do a bit of heritage, do a bit of the Islamic side on day 2. So let's lead into day 3. Day 3, I would say head straight from KL to Langkawi. Langkawi, you can take a flight from KL over to Langkawi, and I think that's going to be the quickest and easiest way. You can do it by road like I did, but you're going to need a car, and if you've got a car, you're going to need a license, and you're talking at least 6 hours from KL to Kedah, straight up. And then from there, you're going to do a ferry crossing of around about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I think it was. And then you're going to land in Langkawi. Langkawi is stunning, picturesque beaches, landscapes, natural beauty, tropical forests. There's so much to see. You'll fall in love with it straight away and you won't want to leave. There was so much to do when we were there. You had the island hopping, and the beaches are like untouched, natural beauty. You had the, what was it called? Let me just check my notes. It was the mangrove tour, where a guy took us out on a boat and we went through the mangroves and we watched eagles like swoop down and eat chicken, and then we fed the monkeys. It was just a phenomenal experience of nature that you just won't get in any other place. What else do we do in that? You can also hire kayaks. You can head out to some beautiful places with the island hop and do some snorkeling. You can do some diving. The waters are crystal, and you know, all the equipment that you need, you can get from them. I believe that you can also do, no, you can definitely do, but jet skis you can hire. They have all the usual beach activities in Langkawi, but just focusing on day 3, your action-packed 7 days. You're going to head from KL, you're going to fly over, you're going to head straight to Langkawi, and you're going to need at least 2 days, I would say, minimum. This is a really tight schedule that I'm putting you on here, but you want to maximize your experience. You can extend it, like if you're doing 7, you can extend it to 14, just double up on the days wherever we send you. So that's Langkawi, day 3, day 4. A must, absolute must to experience all the beauty and the nature that is available. Now, you've also got cable cars. If you're up for a thrill, jump on those cable cars, because when they go up, they are so... I chose the glass one. I think that was a huge mistake, but at the same time, I think it was an amazing experience, because looking down through the glass floor, and when you're climbing up these cable cars, you are just going to be breathtaken by the views that surround you. So that's Langkawi done. So let me go into a little bit of detail on day 4 in Langkawi, where you can do an island hop, because I would dedicate a whole day to that. The island hop is in Pulau Dayang Bunting, and you can hire a boat yourself, like I did. I think I paid about 300 ringgits, but that was for me and my family, and that was it. Or you can jump on a boat where you share and you'll pay a lot less, and they'll take you around the different locations, including Monkey Island. We went to Monkey Island and it was stunning. There were monkeys there. It was an untouched beach in its natural state. You won't get yourself a cup of tea while you're there. That's one of the things I definitely remember. But the water is crisp. It's not as clear, but it is clean. It's because it comes up close to the beach, and it looks kind of green, but the water is clean. So you can do your island hop and spend at least 1 day there. They will recommend all sorts of activities. Like I said to you earlier, this is a beach day, so you're going to be jet skiing, you're going to be snorkeling, you're going to be kayaking. Just make sure you have everything that's for your beach, because they're going to land you on these islands and you're going to spend all your day there. I would also suggest that you get beach shoes. You know, the swim shoes with the rubber soles, because when you're out and you're snorkeling and you're touching the ground, just for safety, you know, there isn't really a major risk to jellyfish, but just in case, I prefer to have something on my feet. It just makes me feel weird. And it's just all beautiful and stunning. Bit like all of this right now with all the balloons, the bubbles blowing around me. So that would be your day 4, and day 4 does cover off mangrove if you want to do it. The guys there will just guide you. So get yourself into Langkawi for day 4 and day 3, and you'll find plenty of things to do as soon as you get there and as soon as you arrive on the beach. Day 4 done. Let's move to day 5. So day 5 is in Penang. So Penang you can travel to from Langkawi, because you are heading back down now towards KL. So you've gone from KL up to Langkawi, Kedah, and you're coming back down to Penang. And in Penang, you've got quite a few things to do, but Penang is well known for it's kind of like city, it's busy, but the food is phenomenal. So let me tell you about a few things that you can do. First and foremost, Penang Hill. I've mentioned this before in other videos, but what you've got is state-of-the-art tram that runs at a 45-degree angle right up the side of a mountain, rainforest, surrounded by all the natural glory. And then when you get to the top, the views are outstanding. You need to make sure you either invest in a fabulous camera or you've got the latest phone, because you are gonna wanna preserve the memories when you get to Penang and up to the top. When you're there, I would plan this for your day actually specifically, because you don't want to go up that hill until the sun is about to set. So let me just tell you timing wise, I've just written a few things down. So first of all, when you get to Penang, you've got Georgetown, you've got street art, you've got Penang Hill, and you've got the Loki Sea Temple. So during the day, I would suggest you do Georgetown, where you can do shopping, you can see all the food, fresh juices. That's pretty much everything you're going to kind of see in that area. There's lots of street art available as well. And then I would say go to the Loki Sea Temple, which is one of the largest and most beautiful temples, a Buddhist temple in South of Asia. Would I say next, there is, what else is there? Food, heritage. There's two murals you can see. I'm going to stick a picture here below. One is Muriel Boy, which is a boy on a bike. Mural. And then the other is the Trishul Man. So Boy on a Bike and Trishul Man are the two murals I would suggest you just go and have a look at if you're an art fanatic and you want to appreciate that kind of piece. And that you'll find in Georgetown. Loki Sea Temple, which is, I've already said it. And then for the evening, I would say before Maghrib, which is 7 p.m, head out around 4/5 and get yourself to Penang Hill and right up the top. So they have this bridge, which is a phenomenal engineering, but you're walking across this bridge and you are heading to the most breathtaking views you can imagine of mountains and sunset. Phenomenal. I can just tell you that the views in Penang, on top of Penang Hill, are phenomenal. You have got panoramic views surrounding you. Now, once you finish with Penang Hill, head back down and get yourself over to the food areas. They're everywhere. There's multiple places. I'm going to link a few places, but don't forget to have the roti canai, the curry laksa. What else have you got? Char kway teow, and juices. So many juice stations everywhere. So that finishes off your day in Penang, and that's your day 5 over. Let's head to day 6 now, and day 6 is Cameron Highlands. So you're going to have to fly from Penang back down to Cameron Highlands, and they run domestic flights. Very easy, just simply Google domestic flights from Penang Airport that will take you straight back to KL. From KL, I would say you're going to have to get yourself a Grab and tell the Grab to take you to Cameron Highlands. Don't forget to download the app. I keep saying to people, do it before you come and save yourself the time. So yes, Cameron Highlands. This is an area where quite a few of the locals go when it gets a little bit hot, because it's a lot cooler in temperature. What you can experience here though are tea plantations. You get strawberry farms, you get the forest experience, you get cool natural retreats, you've got resorts to stop in. Day 6 is going to be packed if you stop here, but you need to leave and make sure that your timing is really tight. So first up in the morning, get your flight over, bash out your day. Ideally you want to do it over 2, but if it's 7 days, then that's what you're heading for. The scenery is phenomenal. You've got hiking trails, you've got nature walks. So fit as much as you can in, but Cameron Highlands is definitely a spot that you want to stop at. Now that is when you are in KL. It's about an hour from the center. Pitch yourself up, stay there the night, then head back the next day to KL. And if you really still have some energy left, you're gonna fly over now to Sabah Sarawak, Borneo, because that is a part of Malaysia that will give you a completely different experience to what you've already seen. So that ends our stop in Cameron Highlands. Let's now go on to day 7. So day 7, we are now in Sabah Sarawak, and you are going to experience nature and wildlife. What I would suggest you do is, before heading out to places like Sabah and Sarawak, do a little bit of research on some just basic knowledge on how you need to conduct yourself around these natural places. There's sustainable travel practices. Google sustainable travel practices when visiting wildlife parks. Kinabalu has a national park that you can visit. There's an orangutan rehab center, which is a phenomenal experience. I'm yet to go, and I'm sharing it with you. So Sepi Lock, there's the majestic Kinabalu Mountains that you can stop at. So that would be one place. You've got tropical, oh no, that's tropical islands. That's it. Majestic, sustainable travel, Borneo, Kinabalu. I'm going to put. Right, day 7, you can fly over to Sabah Sarawak and just give yourself the experience. But make sure you're spreading yourself out in the day. The best that you're going to get at Sabah Sarawak is going to be the nature and the wildlife. There is an orangutan rehabilitation center in Kinabalu. That's the place to go when you're going to do just a day. If you've got more time, there's lots of other places to visit, all to do with nature and wildlife. And before you do go, I recommend that you Google instructions on what you need to do when visiting wildlife parks, because it's really important that you know how to behave, and especially if you have children. Anyway, that's Sabah Sarawak. There's a hell of a lot more to do than I've explained to you, but because you're on a tight schedule, you've got one day. And then at the end of your day, after you've explored Sabah Sarawak, you've been to the orangutans, you've had something to eat, the chances are that you're now going to need to head back to KL to carry your flight back to where you came from. That is just a 7-day highlight of stuff that you can do when you're here in Malaysia. You've got a tropical island, you've got highland retreats, you've got transport between destinations that are really important but very well linked, because you are going to be making short flights because there's so much to see and do in just one space. So that's it from me. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please subscribe, please share, and comment below where you would like to visit if you were to come to Malaysia. That's the best bits, guys. If you can cram it into 7 days, go for it. That's the best thing I can say. I never thought I would come here, and since coming here, I don't want to leave, and you're going to feel exactly the same as me.